Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive.
Yeah, excited for this one.
So today we're going to be talking about women's health, specifically nutrition for women.
All right, great topic.
We've got a whole bunch of articles here, all sorts of things, tips and guidelines.
Right, so we're not going to be giving medical advice. We're just going to be looking at what these articles say.
Exactly. We're not doctors.
No.
We're just two people kind of interested in learning more.
Yeah, taking a deep dive.
Taking a deep dive into this stuff and sharing it with all of you.
Exactly.
So the core idea here is, I think we all kind of know it already, but food, it's like it fuels us in every sense of the word.
Right, yeah. It affects our physical well-being and our mental well-being.
Totally. Like if I eat a bunch of junk food,
You don't feel good.
I don't feel good.
Yeah.
But if I'm eating my fruits and vegetables and my protein,
You got more energy.
I feel good. My brain works better.
Yeah, you're sharper.
Everything's kind of working in sync.
Right. So it's important to give our body what it needs.
Absolutely. So carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, minerals,
All that good stuff.
it all
It
matters.
all plays a role.
So one of the things that came up in these articles is the Australian Dietary Guideline,
Oh, yeah. That's a good starting point.
put out by the National Health and Medical Research Council. I mean, that sounds pretty official.
Yeah, it's a reliable source for sure.
So these guidelines, again, are guidelines. They're not meant to be like, you must follow this.
Right. Like if you have specific dietary needs, you should always consult a professional.
Yes.
Yeah.
Talk to your doctor, talk to a nutritionist, figure out what works best for you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But in general, there are 5 core food groups that we should be aiming to eat from every single day.
Okay. Let's hear them.
Okay. So we've got our grain foods. So think bread, rice, pasta, cereals, that kind of stuff.
Lots of carbs there.
Lots of carbs. And we want to go for whole grain, high fiber options.
Much better for you.
Way better for you. Next up, vegetables.
Of course.
And this includes legumes, beans, lentils, chickpeas,
Oh, right.
all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Then we've got fruit.
Gotta have your fruit.
Got to have your fruit. Protein, so meat, fish, eggs, tofu, nuts, seeds.
Lots of options there.
And lastly, dairy. So milk, yogurt, cheese.
Or dairy alternatives.
Or dairy alternatives,
Yeah.
right?
Almond milk, soy milk.
Right, all of that.
Yeah.
So we want to be eating from all 5 of those groups every day. And of course,
Don't forget the water.
don't forget the water. Hydrate. Hydrate. Hydrate.
Super important.
Now, if you want to get into the nitty-gritty of how much you should be eating from each group,
There's this thing called the Australian Guide to Healthy Eating.
yeah, it's like a visual guide.
Easy to understand.
Super helpful. So we'll link that in the show notes.
Perfect.
So beyond these 5 core groups, there are some general tips for eating healthy.
Okay, like what?
Eat a variety of foods. Don't just eat the same thing every day.
Mix it up.
Mix it up. Exactly.
Mhm.
Eat regularly throughout the day.
Don't skip meals.
Don't skip meals. Get that fiber in.
From
Fruits, vegetables, whole grains, all that stuff.
makes things move in.
Unsaturated fats, oversaturated fats.
Heart healthy.
Heart healthy, exactly. Limit your salt and sugar intake
And alcohol.
and alcohol.
Water is your best friend.
Water is your best friend. And if you really want to get specific, personalized advice,
See a dietitian.
as a dietitian, exactly.
They can create a meal plan just for you.
They know their stuff.
They do.
All right, so that's kind of like the general healthy eating advice,
The foundation.
the foundation. Now let's zoom in on some nutrients that are especially important for women.
Okay, I'm ready.
Let's start with calcium.
Crucial for strong bones.
Absolutely. And our bodies can't produce calcium on their own.
So we have to get it through our diet.
We got to eat it.
And as women age, especially after menopause,
Estrogen levels drop.
which can lead to faster bone loss.
So getting enough calcium early on is like an investment in your future bone health.
It's like building a strong foundation.
Exactly.
So where do we find this calcium?
Well, dairy products are a good source.
Cheese, milk, yogurt.
But if you're not into dairy, there are other options.
Like
Broccoli, beans, almonds, even canned salmon and sardines.
with the bones.
With the bones.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're soft enough to eat. And there's this great fact sheet by Healthy Bones Australia.
I've heard of them.
They list the calcium content of all sorts of foods.
Super helpful.
So we'll link to that in the show notes.
Awesome.
And what if you're just not getting enough calcium from food?
You might need a supplement.
But talk to your doctor first.
Always a good idea.
Next up, iron,
Another important one for women.
especially for women who menstruate,
Because
we lose iron through blood loss every month.
great, that makes sense.
And pregnancy also increases iron needs
Of course, for the baby.
for the baby and for the mom.
So iron is essential for carrying oxygen throughout the body.
That's why low iron can make you feel tired.
Yeah, fatigued.
Exactly. It also plays a role in immune function.
Gets you healthy.
So good sources of iron include red meat, chicken, fish,
The usual suspects.
but there are also plant-based options.
Such as.
Spinach, lentils, beans, nuts, seeds.
Those are good for so many things.
They're nutritional powerhouses.
Yeah.
And Health Direct has this great chart that lists iron-rich foods and even meal ideas.
That's awesome. We'll link to that too.
Perfect. Now let's talk about protein.
Building blocks of the body.
That's right. Protein is essential for building and repairing muscles and bones.
But it also does so much more.
Look what?
It helps produce hormones and neurotransmitters.
Brain chemicals.
Yeah, it's involved in immune function, and it keeps our skin, hair, and nails healthy.
Wow, protein is a busy nutrient.
It is.
So to get enough protein, aim to include it in every meal and snack.
Good advice.
Good sources include meat, fish, poultry, eggs, dairy,
And for plant-based options.
nuts, seeds, legumes, soy products.
Got it.
Moving on to vitamin D.
The sunshine vitamin.
That's right. Most of our vitamin D comes from sun exposure.
But it's also important to get some from our diet.
Why is vitamin D so important?
Well, it helps our bodies absorb calcium.
Which is good for our bones.
Exactly. It also plays a role in cell growth, immune function, hormone regulation, and nervous system function.
So it's kind of a big deal.
It is.
Food sources of vitamin E include oily fish, egg yolks, mushrooms,
And some fortified food.
like margarine, cereals, and milk.
Right.
And if your vitamin D levels are low,
Your doctor might recommend a supplement.
okay, now we've got a few more nutrients to cover, but we'll keep it brief.
That's good.
Omega-3 fatty acids.
These are important for brain function, growth, and development,
They also support the immune system, reduce the risk of heart disease.
and may even help with endometriosis.
They can lower inflammation and may have a positive impact on mood and fertility.
Wow, they do a lot.
They do.
What about iodine?
Iodine is essential for metabolism and for the normal development of the brain, nerves, and bones.
Especially important during pregnancy and breastfeeding.
Exactly.
Okay, what about folate?
Folate, also known as folic acid or vitamin B9, is crucial for the nervous system and for healthy growth and development.
It's recommended for women who are planning to become pregnant
Or who are pregnant.
to prevent neural tube defects in the baby.
Yes, very important.
All right, what's next?
Magnesium.
Magnesium is needed for healthy muscles and nerves, blood pressure regulation, and bone health.
It's also involved in over 300 bodily processes.
Wow, that's a lot.
It is.
And finally, vitamin B.
Not just one vitamin, actually.
Oh, right, it's a complex.
It's a complex of 8 essential nutrients
The B group vitamins.
that work together to support a wide range of bodily functions.
From energy production to nerve function.
Exactly.
There's also this thing called phytoestrogens,
Phytoestrogens are plant compounds that have a similar structure to estrogen,
so they can interact with the body's estrogen receptors.
but in a milder way.
Interesting.
Okay, so that was a lot of information,
It was.
but hopefully you found it helpful.
Yeah, we covered a lot of ground.
The key takeaway is that a balanced diet is crucial for women's health,
We need to make sure we're getting all the essential nutrients.
especially calcium, iron, vitamin D, omega-3s, iodine, folate, magnesium, and those B vitamins.
It's all about giving our bodies the fuel they need to thrive.
And remember, this information is based on reputable sources, like the Better Health Channel.
And aligns with the Australian dietary guidelines,
If you want to learn more, we've included links to some great resources in the show notes.
like Jean Hales for Women's Health, Dietitians Australia, Nutrition Australia.
Healthy Bones Australia, Health Direct, the Heart Foundation, and even some of the research articles we mentioned.
Awesome.
So as you go about your day, think about this.
What small change can you make to your diet to improve your overall well-being?
It could be something as simple as adding more fruits and vegetables to your meals.
Or swapping out sugary drinks for water.
Every little bit counts.
It does.
Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
Until next time.